Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Caroline Tricky, your dietitian and eating psychology coach, and this is my podcast, The Art of Eating, where we ditch diets, break free from food rules, and rediscover the pure joy of eating. And in our last episode, we talked about how by shifting from a fixed mindset, you know, the kind that says, I'll never be able to lose weight because I've tried everything, to a growth mindset, the I'm learning, improving, and weight loss is a process mentality, you can radically change your chances for real success. And today we're taking another deep dive into the fascinating world of mindset and how your mindset around food can impact your eating habits and weight loss, specifically how the scarcity versus abundance mindset plays a massive role. So let's start by reminding ourselves what mindset really is. So at its core, your mindset is how you think. It's the lens through which you see the world. It's a mental attitude that shapes how you think, feel, and respond to life's challenges, and it influences when, what, and how much you eat. So think of it this way. Do you see the glass as half empty or half full? Your answer reveals your mindset. The surprising thing is you might not even realize you're stuck in one way of thinking until you start exploring another. So your mindset shapes your thoughts, emotions, whether you react or respond to life's events, and it has a massive influence on how you approach weight loss. So if your current way of thinking isn't supporting your goals, it's time to let it go. Because solely focusing on weight loss without addressing your mindset makes it nearly impossible to maintain your progress. Action without mindset work is like building a house on shaky foundations. It might hold up for a while, but cracks will eventually appear. When you rely solely on action, it often feels like you're white-knuckling your way through how to eat. You're forcing yourself to stick to changes with sheer willpower, which is exhausting and unsustainable. And what happens? Well, you might see some weight loss, but deep down, it doesn't feel sustainable. You live in constant fear that you'll slip up, stop altogether, and regain the weight. It's kind of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Without mindset work, your actions can feel like an uphill battle rather than a natural supportive part of your life. And let's face it, willpower alone isn't going to help you long term. So today we're diving into a mindset shift that can truly help you move forward with weight loss, because one way of thinking supports your goals while the other way keeps you stuck in a frustrating loop. So let's start with the scarcity mindset. So if you've ever been caught up in diet culture, this will sound all too familiar. Scarcity thinking is a byproduct of rigid dieting. You work so hard denying yourself, counting calories meticulously, saying no to what you really want, because this is the heart of diet culture's messaging. The belief that to lose weight, you must restrict and deny yourself. So this mindset says there's only so much food you're allowed to eat. If you eat more than your set limit, weight loss will be impossible. And only certain foods, like chicken breast and broccoli, are safe while others are completely off limits. And the result, well, you're left feeling like food is always in short supply. This scarcity mindset doesn't just shape what you eat, it creates a constant undercurrent of anxiety around food. You find yourself stuck in cycles of extreme restriction, panic that there's never going to be enough, or that you'll run out of your allowed foods. At first, following rigid rules might feel effective, but it quickly leads to burnout, overeating, and frustration. It's a mindset rooted in fear and control, and let's be real, what a miserable way to live. When hunger strikes, you'll view it as an emergency rather than a natural sensation. You might panic if it's not time to eat yet, or become so preoccupied with thoughts of food that it's hard to tell if you're truly hungry or just fixated on what you can't have. So this way of thinking also fuels that Last Supper mentality, eating as though it's your last chance to enjoy something you love. It's a feast or famine mindset driven by the fear that your favourite foods will soon be off limits. And this often leads to overeating or binging, keeping you stuck in the exhausting binge diet cycle. So do you ever compulsively eat the entire packet of chips as if it's your last? Or stash snacks in your bag, desk drawer, or pantry just in case? These behaviours are red flags of a scarcity mindset, rooted in the fear that food might not be there when you need it. This mindset traps you. You're in a loop of anxiety and panic, making food feel like something to hoard instead of enjoy. Now let's flip the script and talk about the abundance mindset. This is where you know that food is a resource that's always available. You simply trust that food will always be there when you need it. You're not scared of it running out or not being there when you get hungry and are ready to eat. You know that with a credit card and access to the internet, you can get hold of any kind of food any time of the day or night. With the abundance mindset, hunger is not an emergency. It's a natural sensation in your body, like you get when it's time to go to the toilet or tired. With an abundance mindset, you trust your body to let you know when it's hungry and time to eat. You know that it's okay to be hungry for a little while, as your body can use its reserves until the food is ready to eat. This mindset eliminates the need to overeat or hoard food because you know food is plentiful. You can relax around food and you don't have to worry about it being your last chance to eat. This sense of security makes it easier to wait until you're truly hungry to eat and stop when you've had enough and you're satisfied. So let me share a story of one of my clients, Emma, not her real name I might add, who was stuck in this very scarcity mindset for years. Emma had tried every diet you can think of. She'd cut out carbs, tried juice cleansers, and lived for months on tiny portions of food because she thought that by restricting, she'd lose weight. And it would work, but the minute she stopped, the weight came back. So Emma would stick to her diet strictly for a while, then feel so deprived that she'd binge on all the foods she'd forbidden herself from eating, then verbally beat herself up for doing so. When Emma came to see me, she was exhausted. She described her battle with food as feeling like there was never enough. She had stashes of snacks everywhere. Her bag, the pantry, even hidden in the glove box of her car, just in case she got stuck somewhere and got hungry. She also mentioned how hard she found it to stop eating meals she really enjoyed. So she'd keep going until all the food was gone, and she'd always end up feeling so bloated and uncomfortable afterwards and telling herself off for not being able to stop. Emma definitely had the scarcity mindset. Once she understood what was happening, we were able to work together to shift her mindset from one of scarcity to abundance. Slowly but surely, Emma started to see food differently. Although Emma understood logically that food is abundant, it's everywhere, and that it's always available, change didn't happen overnight. It took time for Emma to learn to trust her body again and to know that hunger isn't an emergency. With time, she started to eat when she was hungry, stop when she was satisfied, and found that she wasn't constantly thinking about food or hoarding it. Today, Emma no longer fears hunger. She doesn't carry around a snack stash anymore, and her fridge isn't full to overflowing. She's able to eat, enjoy her meal, and move on with her day because she knows that food will always be there when she needs it. And she's at her most comfortable weight and maintaining it easily. So the scarcity mindset leads to anxiety, stress, and overeating. You'll be caught in a cycle of restricting and binging, feeling like there's never enough food to go around. This actually fosters a toxic relationship with food, one filled with guilt, shame, and feelings of failure. Whereas shifting to an abundance mindset changes all of that. You can trust that food is always available when you need it. You don't have to fight with yourself. Instead, you can listen to your body and respond to your hunger without fear, enjoy your food, and know when you've had enough. This shift also changes how you see yourself. Instead of feeling like food is something you must control or conquer, you start to view yourself as someone who can handle any food situation with ease and confidence. And that mindset shift is a game changer for lasting weight loss. So how do you make the shift from scarcity to abundance? How do you break free from that anxious food hoarding mindset? Well, here are 4 things to try. So first of all, let go of food rules and restriction. Say goodbye to the good versus bad mentality and stop telling yourself you can't eat certain foods. The more you restrict, the stronger your desire to overeat becomes, and that is not going to help you achieve your weight loss goals. Next, allow your body to guide you. Trust that your body knows when it's hungry and how much food it needs. Allow it to guide you on when to eat and when it's had enough. Don't be scared of your hunger or see it as an emergency. It's a normal human sensation, like knowing when to go to the toilet and when you need to go to bed. It will guide you better than any diet guru can on when and how much to eat. Next, be kind to yourself. There's so much noise out there telling you what you should be doing. It's easy to get caught up in the latest diet trend, especially when people around you are sharing their success stories. If something doesn't work for you, don't beat yourself up. Simply reflect on what you've tried and ask yourself honestly if it's working. Because there's a quote about trying the same thing over and over and expecting a different outcome. Not dieting is like swimming upstream against the current. It's not easy, but it is the way forward. When you're ready, you'll be able to let go of dieting for good, and then you can really focus on listening to yourself and your body. And then focus on more. There is always more. There's always more food, more opportunities, more of whatever you want. Embrace the idea that food is abundant. When you truly internalize this, you'll stop feeling the need to eat everything right now because you know there will be more tomorrow or the next day. After all, supermarkets are full of food and there are cafes and convenience stores on every street corner. Whatever you want, it's available to you. You don't have to eat it all today. So to recap, the scarcity mindset keeps you trapped in a cycle of anxiety and fear that there's never enough to go around. It leads to a sense of urgency around eating where you may feel panicked when you're hungry and you're more likely to overeat because you don't know when you'll get that food again. On the other hand, adopting an abundance mindset will allow you to relax around food, listen to your body, because you know deep down that food will always be there when you need it. So take a moment to check in and be honest with yourself about which mindset you're operating from. Do you have snacks stashed in your handbag, car, desk drawer at work? Or is your pantry, fridge, or freezer full to overflowing? Notice what happens when you start to feel hungry. Do you panic or are you calm because you know food will always be available to you? The first step is knowing which mindset you're working from, as only when you're aware can you choose to change things. So I hope this episode has been really informative and helpful for you. Thank you so much for tuning into The Art of Eating today. And if this resonated with you, please be sure to subscribe, leave a glowing review, and join my 5-day Eat Consciously free challenge to feel more connected to your food, body, and your fabulous self. Head over to my website, carolinetricky.com, to find out more. And remember, food is here to be enjoyed, not feared. Catch you next time on The Art of Eating.